at the in-house, yeah. Yeah, put it online.
Gotcha. Technology.
Just start with questions. Maybe when you looked at the tape of Sunday, why do you think you guys weren't able to get the running game going?
I think Coach said it the best. They played harder than us. When you go into a game like that in those conditions, and we want to major in running the ball, it's all about attitude. And I think our guys can agree with that. That every given Sunday you got to bring your A game. You got to bring an attitude, and that's what our goal is this week. But I thought we kind of took a step back in the run game last Sunday, and our guys are professional. They take it serious, and look forward to coming back on Sunday.
Is that something that can be taught, Jeremy? The attitude.
I mean, I think you get to this league with an attitude. It's if you don't have an attitude, you don't stay very long. It's an aggressive game. It's a physical game, and you got to bring it 16 weeks during the regular season. So. To play this sport, you got to be tough. And Kevin Green. I like talking to Kevin Green a lot on Sunday mornings. He always talks about for 3 hours, you got to become a different human being, and it's three hours of being a warrior of intensity and being an NFL football player. And after that, you go do what you got to do. If you're a family man, if you're a dad, if you go to Bible study, you go do that. But for those 3 hours, you got to, kind of be insane in a way. You're going there and playing contact sport, and you got to be an aggressive.
So what's troubling is, Jeremy, that you guys had issues with playing hard on Sunday.
I don't think it's an issue. I think I think our guys fought. They fought. They just they were playing hard. They weren't playing sound, and I think the Bears really played more physical than us.
Why do you think that some games you guys are able to have so much success on the ground, like you did against Denver, but then there were other games where you still over 100 yards, and then you kind of have weeks like these last two where it just doesn't get going? Are they doing different things, or why basically? No,
they're just we're trying to stay committed to the run. We're going to stay committed to the run. Sometimes those 3 and 4 yard runs, break out like they did in Denver, and they go for 60 and 70. So you got to stay committed to it. If you don't, then those 60-yard runs in the third and fourth quarter don't happen, and they just haven't popped open for us.
What has to be different? Rather than playing harder, obviously, what has to be different this week against Miami?
Yeah, this is a good defense. We played them obviously earlier in the season, and you look back at that tape, and early on, we got to eliminate penalties just like this past week. That got us a little bit in trouble with that early on, and we got to have positive yards rushing, and we got to pitch and catch a little bit. So we're looking forward to the game. It's another challenge, another good defense, but we're looking forward to the game.
What sort of steps have you taken in practice this week to sort of avoid the careless penalties?
Yeah, Coach spoke about it earlier this week with the team. He's talked about it ever since OTAs. We got to be professionals. It's an individual penalty. It's all about focus, concentration, and understanding that this is a professional sport, and we can't. It's not like guys don't care or anything like that. It's just they get so excited about the play. They're thinking about their assignments, and they lose that one split second of focus, and they jump offside. So you just got to be a professional. We can't be going backwards. Second and long, third and long. It's hard to get going as an offense.
What's it like working with Sam as he goes through facing an opponent for the second time? How does that impact his prep? Having seen it?
Yeah, just having the experience, being able to recall plays that we ran against them, it helps understanding, what style of defense, and also just experiencing, their pass rush, what they're doing coverage-wise. So, like the rest of his career, it's going to be another opportunity that you're going against someone that you've had experience, but at the same time, you got to be prepared for everything. In the National Football League, those guys get paid on that side, and they can change coverages and blitz is real easy.
Jeremy, through 8 games, how would you assess your own job performance?
Obviously, we all get judged by wins and losses, and it needs to improve.
Is there any particular stat you look at to kind of judge how your offense is performing?
Wins and losses. Wins and losses. I personally think stats are, I don't want to quote John because it's kind of a negative statement, but Gruden. But the stats get blown out of proportion. You could take knees on third downs and victory plays and all that other good stuff. The only thing that matters is wins and losses in this league. And right now we need more wins.
So you shouldn't be graded on a curve since you're starting a rookie quarterback who's learning on the job.
No, this is National Football League. This is, we're professionals. We're professional players, coaches.
He's trying to learn how to be a professional.
Absolutely, but I grew up in this sport. And you don't get a year of. Hey, you got this year to grow. This, it's a win now league. I don't believe in. Taking a year off or rebuilding or anything like that. We as coaches, we as players go into the game every Sunday prepared, ready to win that game, and that's how we look at it as coaches.
Is there value, Jeremy, in him making mistakes? You obviously don't want him to make mistakes, but if he does make mistakes, where's the value in that?
I honestly think that with Sam, he's just. I think just every play's a great opportunity and experience for him, both positive and negative. He's so concerned and so focused, and he goes back and watches it and talks about it. So he just don't keep getting better because he cares. So both positive and negative. He doesn't let it beat him up, but at the same time, he takes it personal. He doesn't get too high on good plays. He wants to know exactly why that was successful and what he did to make it successful, and he just don't keep getting better because he loves the NFL, he loves football, and he don't keep growing.
There was a play on Sunday that got Romo excited on TV where at the slant he threw at the beginning of the fourth quarter to Deontay for 13 yards. Mm-hmm. What was so good? Because it looked like he might have been a second read on that. What was so good about that?
He kept a nice base. The free safety came from depth to cover the running back, so he kind of allowed the second window throw to happen. A lot of quarterbacks might, at an early age, just either get spooked by that free safety being in that window and throw it to the back, or just throw it too early and the free safety ends up blowing him up. He recognized the free safety coming downhill. He was able to just kind of look him off with his eyes and bang the second window. It was also a great catch, and good job by Tay going north when he caught that. I think he got like 7 extra yards by just sticking his foot in the ground and going north. So it was, that was a positive play.
Just to follow up on the very next play, with the slot corner came on the blitz, no one blocked him. I'm wondering if maybe a more experienced quarterback in that situation would have had the running back move over because it was a clean shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was on all of us. So I wouldn't focus on him. I believe we're in double duel, so we just got to clean that up.
Isn't the free man the responsibility of the quarterback if all the blockers are accounted for?
It depends on what front. I mean, we could talk protections all day long. He loves talking protections too. So, do we switch protections? Absolutely.
Jeremy, what's your philosophy on trick plays, gadget plays?
Yeah, 0 for 2. I think there's a time and place for him. When you find that rhythm. Obviously, we did one against Detroit, one against Cleveland, and we still got to be aggressive. It's part of the game. It's exciting to watch, and especially when they work.
Jeremy, talking about that throw that Rich was just mentioning, the completion of
Correct.
that. Is that a play that you think Sam is making now because he's more experienced, like compared to when you first got him, or is this something?
No, I think he would make that. He would make that at USC. Yeah, I mean he understands. He understands coverages. He understands that rotation. So I think that connection's probably happened in the past.
What do you like about Burnett?
Yeah, he came in there, acted like he belonged. Just felt like one of the guys. He's long, he's fast, and he can go up and really high point the ball. That there's not a lot of receivers that can go up and take that away from the DB. That could have been a pick. So, he comes to work every single day. He studies. He's a true pro for a young kid, and I think he's only get better. Sky's the limit.
Jeremy, he's one of many guys who have had to step up with all the injuries. Guys like Sharon have had to step up. You're going to have to see that tight end with Neil Sterling out. So how do you think these guys have responded to increased responsibilities?
I think they love it. It's an opportunity to take your profession and move forward. Cannon's done a good job, and they don't keep growing with experience just like Sam, but you got to seize the moment, and they're going in there ready to feel like they belong, know they belong, and they want the ball and they want to play football.
What kind of plays what kind of plays is Sam making now that maybe he wouldn't have made week one?
You know, I think everything just as far as just protections, he's really grown in that situation where everything's a little bit easier, so he's able to get us in the right protections. You know, he's taking care of the football last week, did a great job of that. So I think, you know, I think he's continuing to get better. I got to obviously help him with some play selections and allow him to do more what he can do.
Jeremy, on the long pass, kind of the jump ball,
Mm-hmm.
Deontay
Yep.
jumped over Fuller, was it 29 yards, whatever it was. That was a red zone play, right? So that, I was just curious, why do you do that typically week to week if you have red zone plays? Do you use those when you guys are not in the red zone?
First of all, I'd have to ask where you get your information from.
Right?
No, I don't know. I've moved on to Miami, but you got a good source. You know, we don't do whatever it takes to win. Thanks, guys.
How y'all doing today? That's good. What's up, Brian? You doing?
How would you assess the defense's performance against the Bears?
You know what? I thought in some areas we did some good stuff. Some areas we did some bad stuff. We didn't do enough to win.
When you look back at that drive after the offense scored the touchdown in the fourth quarter,
Just what do you think went wrong? You guys have done a pretty good job up until then and couldn't get the stop when you needed it.
That was a critical guy. I agree with. I think that was a critical point in the game, and it's just they put a drive together. We didn't come up with the plays we needed to at that drive. I agree with.
Casey, what's the difference in preparing for a quarterback like Ryan Tannehill and instead preparing for a quarterback like Brock Osweiler?
You know what? We looked at it because we went back and looked at the games Ryan started this year. Then we looked at the games that Osweiler started, and it's the same offense. I would say Ryan runs a little bit more, but otherwise it's the same offense. They didn't change anything. They didn't say, well, this plays are for Osweiler, this plays for Tannehill. It's the same Miami offense.
What do you make of how Brock has played the last 3 games?
You know what? It's been really impressive. The thing, you go back and look at their games. They had overtime games. You know, he's putting the ball, he's getting the ball to their playmakers, and their playmakers making some plays. They're going back and forth, and they're getting some explosive plays.
How do you think Darryl Roberts has played?
You know what? If you said another guy who's doing well and stepped it up, I would point as Darryl Roberts as one of those guys. And he's not, along with the rest of the guys, working hard every day and trying to get better every day. But my hat goes off to him.
2 straight weeks without a takeaway for you guys. What's it going to take to break that?
That's something we got to fix because, you know, that's something we kind of hark on quite a bit around here. We want to try to get the ball takeaway because, you know, of all the things that go into winning and losing, takeaways is one of them. So that's something we're going to try to work on.
What can you take Casey out of that week 2 game? I mean, you shut him out in the second half.
Well, when we look at it still go back to the explosive plays. Let's try to eliminate that. You know, they're a tough team. They got some tough matchups. We just got to be smart, sound, and, you know, you kind of try to be stingy with these guys because they'll take a little play and turn it into a big one in a hurry.
Do you need more production from your nose tackle position?
From that standpoint, I'd say no. I'd say those guys are doing fine, and if it's all of us together, we just got to keep working to get it exactly the way we want it.
But sometimes there's positions that can hurt the unit. It can't always be all guys together, is it?
But from the standpoint, I say I can't sit here and say the nose gave up this play or the ends gave up that play or the inside linebacker gave that play. To me, it's a collective unit. They all got to be on the same page or you will give up an explosive play.
What was the breakdown, Casey, on the 3rd and 10 play in the 3rd quarter, 45, where Trubisky got out?
We just had a breakdown and just lost leverage on the quarterback on the pocket.
Good.
Casey, what do you make of Devontae Parker? I don't even remember. Did he even play week 2?
No, he didn't play against us the first time, but watching him from last year and then the games he played this year, you know, this guy's hungry and wants the ball. You know, I won't be surprised if they try to feed it to him. He's a good player. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. additional information on Frankie? He was out again with the neck.
Just a sore neck.
How did Tremaine look coming back?
He was limited.
He looked decent.
He looked limited.
Todd, is it encouraging in any way for you guys that you have all these division games in front of you still this season?
Well, the fact that we got 8 in front of us is the biggest thing. We got to win 8 no matter who we're playing. The division means a lot, obviously, but we got to win mostly all of them to try to get where we want to go.
How critical is it for you guys to get the takeaways going again on defense that you had against the Indians?
It's extremely important because it helped the offense and it gives us a shorter field, you know. We struggled a little bit of late, and part of it is because we haven't gotten the takeovers.
We were asking Jeremy about the run game struggles, and he mentioned he felt like the Bears played harder in that regard up front there. What did you think?
I thought they were tough. Obviously, they won the physical battle. We played physical, and we played hard, and they just made more plays than we did.
Through 8 games, Todd, how would you assess the job Jeremy's done as offensive coordinator?
Well, we've been up and down. We're 3-5, but we're all responsible. It's not just Jeremy. So, you know, you can say that about all the coaches and all the players.
Anybody ruled out for Sunday at this point?
Not at this time.
KPL's been, he's had this foot thing for a while. What's going on with that? What kind of foot injury did he have?
I mean, it's still hurt. Until it stops hurting him, he's day to day and week to week.
You guys had a lot of explosive plays against Denver, I guess it was, but not so many in the recent weeks. You just chalk it up to personnel? You haven't had Robbie out there, obviously stretches the field. Is it something else, or you haven't kind of been able to get those plays?
No, we got to execute better. Obviously, we got to play better and we got to execute better. You can't blame that on Robbie or Quincy or anybody else. We just got to execute better.
We talked to Mike today, he did his midseason sit down with reporters. Just now that you guys have been together for 4 years, could you just describe how your relationship as coach GM has evolved over 4 years?
Obviously, we know each other more and in tune with each other, know what each other's thinking inside out as opposed to getting to know each other. But other than that, it's been the same. We kind of see things and we talk about them and we make decisions.
When we talked to Bruce Arians in the summer, a few of us were there at the CBS kind of media thing. He made a comment that he thinks that you and Mike now see players more similarly, kind of have a better understanding of that, of what you're looking for. Do you agree with that?
I don't know what he said or what he thought or who he talked to. Probably have to ask him that, but we've always seen things kind of similar.
How difficult is it, Todd, just generally speaking, you obviously you need to win, just not you, the head coach needs to win, wants to win, balancing that and the longer term vision for the organization. Obviously the general manager's job inherently is to do that, but as a coach who kind of needs to win in the here and now regardless of the year, how do you balance the importance of maybe not making a deal for somebody that you could use?
Well, that's not my department right there, so I'm trying to win all the time regardless, whether it's first year, second year, third year, fourth year. First game, last game, preseason, I'm always trying to win, so that never changes on my part.
So very good.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.